Hey guys, how's it going? Yesterday Shay went for a pig hunt. Unfortunately everything happened so quick that he wasn't actually able to make a video about it. But we decided today with the pig carcass, which Shay brought home, that we might actually do a little bit of pig dog training for our dog Tawa. We got Tawa, must have been about 18 months ago, and he was 9 months at the time when we got him. But when we got him, he was really timid and quiet, and he didn't like being around Shay. He was really smoochy and cuddly with me, and anytime he was left with Shay, he was kind of really scared. And so, and like literally, if you gave him something to eat, if you gave it to him, whether it was on the ground or if you just passed it to him, he was really weird with his bite, like really soft, gentle bite. He didn't really have the drive to eat. He didn't have the drive to attack anything. And when it came to pig hunting, he just really wasn't interested. He would watch what Kiwi would do, or he would just be absolutely nowhere to be seen, and he had no involvement in it whatsoever. And so because of this, we decided to do something a little bit different. And I actually found from Kmart, they had these little pig toys, like dog toys. And I got one for Kiwi. But after a while, I started noticing that when I was playing with Kiwi, Tawa was a little bit interested. And so I started, winding him up with it, and I would squeeze it in his face and make it make the noise, and was always telling him, get the pig. And eventually he did actually start getting it, and he started getting really into it, and he started attacking it all the time, and he would shake it back and forth. And by this time Shay had already had him on a couple of pigs. He was starting to get a bit more interested in things. He was starting to get a lot more comfortable being around us, a lot more comfortable around Shay. He's definitely a lot more confident in the bush now. He pretty much runs around and does his own thing. He's a very independent dog. Bit of a pain sometimes because you want him to stay near you, but he doesn't. But he's still, whenever Kiwi's on a pig, he's around, but he still isn't quite getting completely into it. He has found a couple of his own pigs now. But just from playing with him with that Kmart pig, he actually kind of found his bite, I guess you would say. He's a lot more aggressive, but not in a bad way, in a good way, because he was very timid. And so anyway, so today we just thought we would get the pig carcass that Shay got yesterday, and at first we've tied a bit of string onto it, and we've kind of just dragged it around and really encouraged him and almost played like tug of war with him. And yeah, hopefully the plan is just to get him a lot more confident with actually holding a pig or finding a pig. Get the pig, boy. Get the pig. That's a good idea. Good boy.
So we just put the dog away, and we're just going to drag the skin around the paddock in a few circles and stuff, and see if he can follow the scent trail and find the skin at the end of it. Another dog I did that with, and he already knew how to catch pigs, but it seemed to make him a lot better at finding them for some reason. And he was really into food, so I'd just leave a couple of dog biscuits at the end where the skin was, and he'd scoff them back. And yeah, I could make 1.5k long trails and then find it easy as. It's quite good training. But yeah, we won't worry about the biscuit with Tawa, because he's not really a dog that has a very big appetite. He's not that fussed about food, so we'll just play with him at the end. He quite likes just playing with the skin, so that'll be his reward.
So there goes Shay making our pig trail. You can see he was a bit unsure because we don't usually let him out of the section, but Shay's just led him onto the scent and he seems to be following it. No, he got a bit nervous. We do walk him on the farm sometimes, but he always lags in behind us because he gets a bit nervous, so could be part of the issue, but Shay's going to follow him now, so we'll see what happens. Right, so I'm just going to go get Kiwi because she's a little rat bag and doesn't give two craps if she's out of the section or whatever she's doing, so she'll definitely be keen to follow the scent, and hopefully that'll encourage Tawa to follow her as well. Hopefully it won't encourage them to get out of the section too often, but we'll see how we go. Well, that didn't quite go how we hoped it would, but he has actually found a few pigs himself, so that's not actually an issue. We just thought it would be a fun thing to try and do with him. It's just once he actually gets onto the pig that he doesn't always know what to do. So I think what we did earlier worked hopefully really well, and now we just need to get out and get him on another pig sometime soon. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. So after yesterday's training, we're now on a neighbouring farm where we know there's definitely some pigs around, so hopefully we'll be able to get onto something and see if Tawa has any interest today. Right, so that was interesting. We were just up the top of this hill here, and Tawa actually got onto a pig. We heard it squeal and he started bailing it, and then we were out in a clearing right next to the gorse and we saw one pig shoot across in front of us, and then Tawa was still bailing, and then we saw another pig shoot across in front of us, and then suddenly everything went quiet. And so we were just standing there for a few seconds trying to work out where the dogs were because they hadn't followed the pigs back up. And then we heard Kiwi right down the bottom of the hill, right next to the farmland, bailing a pig, and she was going really hard. And when we looked down the hill, because we could see down in the paddock, there were cows right next to where she was bailing. And unfortunately there was a worker down here trying to move the cows into their next break, and Kiwi was barking and the cows were running back and forth, and the worker's trying to cool the dogs off, and we're trying to sprint down the hill, which was really steep and muddy, and Shay left me behind. I was about halfway down the hill when I heard the shot, so got a pig. Tawa was once again nowhere to be seen. He had obviously been bailing but hadn't had a chance to get down here in time. It all happened pretty quick, but we've only been going for about 10 minutes, so we'll just carry on and see if we can find those other two that we saw take off down the other end of the hill. So they're heading away from the farmland now, so it should be a bit better. So we think what he's doing is he seems to be grabbing them when he finds them, because all of a sudden you hear the pig squeal, and then he must let them go and bail for a couple barks, and then obviously the pig runs, and I don't know whether he chases or whether he just lets them go or what he does, but once they start running he doesn't seem to do anything more. So jump up, boy. Hiding it from the hawks. Get in the back.